For today's lesson, we're going to look at SOL A.5c, which is practical problems with inequalities. All right, SOL 8.5 says the student will solve practical problems involving inequalities. The learning target for this lesson, I can write a linear inequality in one variable that models a practical situation. I can represent the solution to a linear inequality in one variable graphically or on a number line giving a variable on either side of the inequality. And I can represent a solution in multiple ways, including set notation. All right. So before we begin, let's review a little bit of vocabulary. So again, we have our four inequality symbols. So we have less than, greater than, less than or equal to, greater than or equal to. All right. So let's take a look at. So we know that less than is going to go with our less than symbol. We have less than or equal to. All right. We have at most. The word at most is going to go with your less than or equal to. We have maximum is going to be less than or equal to. We have no more than, which is also less than or equal to. And we have fewer than, which is strictly less than. All right. So in looking at our greater than symbols, so we have greater than. We have greater than or equal to. We have at least, which is greater than or equal to. Minimum, greater than or equal to. No less than is going to be greater than or equal to. And then we have no more than, which is just going to be strictly greater than. So these keywords are going to help you, especially when we are translating, going from the verbal to the algebraic. All right, so let's take a look at some examples. But before that, let's look at some steps. So the first thing is read. Read the problem at least 3 times to ensure that you understand what the problem is asking. 2, identify the important information that will help you solve the problem, i.e. those key vocabulary terms that we just looked at. 3, define the variables. So set up the inequality using the information given in the practical situation. And then you're going to solve and check, solve the inequality and verify that the solution makes sense. All right, so let's take a look at some examples. So it says Sarah needs to have a plumber come to her house to fix a leaky faucet in her bathroom. The plumber charges $50 to come to her home and an additional $30.75 every hour he works the job. Sarah only has $234 in her savings for repairs. What is the maximum number of hours that Sarah can have the plumber work on her faucet? So let's look at some things, some key things here. So we know that the plumber charges a flat rate of $50 just to come to the house and an additional $30.75 for every hour. Sarah only has $234.50 in her savings for repairs. Keyword here, maximum. All right, so what's the maximum amount of hours that Sarah can have the plumber work on her faucet? All right, so let's look at what stays the same. So he charges $50, so that $50 is going to stay the same. Oops. All right, what changes? We're looking at it's $30.75 for every hour. We can simply use X as our variable. We know that she only has $234.50 in her savings account. And we have maximum. So remember, maximum goes with less than or equal to. So to set this up, we have 3075X plus 50 is less than or equal to $234.50. All right. So now from here, we're just going to go ahead and simply solve our equation, or excuse me, our inequality. So I'm going to subtract 50 from both sides. Which gives me 3475X is less than or equal to 184.50. Divide both sides by $30.75. And we get that x is less than or equal to 6. All right. So looking at this, x is less than or equal to 6. He can spend any number of hours that is less than or equal to 6. So he can come for an hour, he can come for 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours, 5 hours, even 6 hours. So 6 hours would be the maximum number of hours that he can come for Sarah to be able to afford based on the money in her savings. All right. So for number 2, Sarah and Joe are renting bikes for the afternoon. The rental cost is $45 for 2 bikes and $20 for each hour you rent the bikes. Sarah and Joe only bought $150 for their bike ride. What is the maximum number of hours they can rent the bike? So again, picking out that key information, we know the rental cost $45. We know that it's $20 for every hour. Joe and Sarah only brought 150, and we're looking for the maximum number of hours. All right, so what stays the same? The rental cost of $45. What changes? That it's $20 per hour. We can again use X or any variable. We know that Sarah and Joe only brought 150, and we're using less than or equal to again. So we have 45 plus 20x is less than or equal to 150. And I wrote it this way to show you it doesn't matter which way you put your constant or your variable term, whether it comes first or comes second, you're still going to get the same answer. All right, so to solve this, I'm going to subtract 45 from both sides, which gives me 20x is less than or equal to 105. Divide both sides by 20. And we get that x is less than or equal to 5.25. All right, so what's the maximum number of hours that they can rent their bikes is going to be 5 hours. All right. Let's take a look at some more examples. All right. So the 7th grade class is putting on a variety show to raise money. It costs $700 to rent the banquet hall they're going to use. If they charge $15 for each ticket, how many tickets will they need to sell in order to raise at least $1,000? All right. So again, let's go through and pick out the key information. We know that it costs $700 to rent the banquet hall. They're going to charge $15 for each ticket, and they want to raise at least $1,000. All right, so let's go ahead and pick out our information that we need. So what's going to stay the same is the $700. What's going to change is the $15 for each ticket. We can use X again or any variable. We have 1,000. And since we're using at least, we're going to have greater than or equal to. All right, so we know that it costs $15 for each ticket. Now here's the not tricky part, but the part that will maybe throw you off is it costs $700 to rent the banquet hall. So that means whatever you raise, that $700 has to come out of it. So I'm going to subtract the 700, and it's greater than or equal to 1,000. All right. So whatever money you raise, you have to pay that $700 first, and they want to raise at least $1,000. So to solve this, I'm going to go ahead and add 700 to both sides. I get 15x is greater than or equal to 1,700. Divide both sides by 15. And we get that x is greater than or equal to 113.3, repeating, which this tells me that they must sell at least 113 tickets in order to raise $1,000. at least $1,000. All right, looking at number 4, it says Sue and Kathy have $20 left for a cab fare home. The cab fare is $3 per mile plus $2 fixed charge. What is the maximum number of miles they'll be able to travel in the cab? All right, so again, highlighting that key information. They have $20 left. It costs $3 per mile plus $2 fixed charge, and we're looking at maximum again. All right, so let's go ahead and identify the key pieces that we're going to need here. So we know what stays the same is going to be the fixed charge of $2. We know what changes is the $3 per mile. Our variable X, or any variable that you would like. Our total $20 because that's all they have. And then we have maximum less than or equal to. All right, because their cab fare home can't be more than the $20 that they have. All right, so we have 3x plus 2 is less than or equal to 20. We're going to subtract 2 from both sides. We get 3x is less than or equal to 18. Divide both sides by 3, and we get x is less than or equal to 6. All right, so the maximum number of miles that they can ride is 6. We'll be able to travel in the cab is 6. All right, so now it is time to test your understanding. So I want you to summarize what you've learned from the lesson. I know we're skipping to the last questions, but I really want you to get some practice in with setting up and solving inequalities. So I want you to summarize what you learned from this lesson today and then complete the activity.